Hey guys, welcome back to Geeks Reborn. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Josh.
So as you can see here, we have a huge VHS haul. So obviously if you were born in the 80s, you know what we're talking about. The VHSs were the thing to do, watch. No DVDs, no internet.
No problems.
Exactly. So obviously Josh came across this. So why don't you just tell a quick story, Josh?
Okay, so I was fascinated with all the stories about people selling Disney Black Diamond videos for $20,000, $15,000 on eBay. And I knew that, it was probably pretty easy to find some of these in, classifieds and the ads. And so I started looking around and I saw that there was a VHS haul. There was one guy, lived really close to my house, and he just wanted to get rid of all of his VHS. It was a mixture of Disney DVDs, regular VHSs, and he had a huge photo all over his living room floor. I didn't know what there was, but I just went for it. $10 is what he wanted for these two massive bags right here. So we're going to take a look. This might be a two-parter, I'm thinking.
Probably.
Okay, so we're going to start with that bag there.
So I'll put that down.
Yeah. No VHS were hurt in the filming of this video.
Okay, so let's start with the first two. The first being George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle, strong as he can be.
And then we have Rudolph's Shiny New Year. So I'm assuming this is a sequel to Rudolph's Christmas.
But you gotta watch it a couple days later.
Exactly. They already had a Christmas version, so they needed something for the New Year's.
This looks awesome.
Okay. So then we have a classic right here.
Oh, this is the baby right here. This is worth more than $10 right here. This is the VHS, double VHS version of Braveheart, starring Mel Gibson. This is the Academy Award winning, beautiful movie.
Probably his best movie, I would say.
For sure. One of the best movies of all time.
Exactly. And so obviously, speaking of George of the Jungle with the cartoon, we have the full-length version with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, it was a fun movie to watch. Kind of reminded me of Encino Man, but a little more kid-friendly.
All right, so let me get the next two out here. Okay, so something that if you're a child of the
80s. Yeah, love these guys. One of my favorite cartoons. And it looks like they're in a movie that's 44 minutes long. So much better than your 15, 20-minute average cartoon.
Okay, and then we have the sequel to Jurassic Park. We have The Lost World.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this was, again, another good film done by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it picks up, it says 4 years after the disaster of Jurassic Park. So I remember watching it. I remember it being good.
Yeah, for sure.
It was so long ago, though.
This is Goldblum.
Exactly. Okay, Josh.
Bingo! Who knows what this is and who this is? And if you could please comment below, because we do not know who Pingu is.
We have no idea, so yeah, please let us know if you know. And then we have a new release, it says. New release, Chantilly Lace.
Chantilly Lace.
Helen Slater, Ali Sheedy, as stars. Joe Beth Williams, all the big heavy hitters.
Oh, yeah. One of those fun movies if you're home alone.
Okay, now we have a comedy classic right here.
Okay, so this is one of the two greats in comedy. This is Steve Martin and the late great John Candy, Canadian like ourselves, one of the greatest comedians of all time. Definitely watch. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Okay, and then we have a more serious film, a war epic, The Thin Red Line, starring Sean Penn, George Clooney, Nick Nolte. Yeah, it had a whole stunning cast. It said, again, 7 Academy Award nominations, so obviously this was a highly rated film.
I remember it being a good
one. We have Arnold.
Okay, so this is Terminator 2. So normally people think, Terminator 1 was great, but the sequel can never top that. This topped that. This was one of those sequels. When you talk about sequels, you talk about Godfather, you talk about this. This is a sequel that changed special effects, the whole landscape of special effects. Watch.
And we also have
Right.
the first one. I just picked it up. Terminator.
Perfect. Look at that. I'm happy.
So obviously another great film.
Yeah.
And who is the director again, Josh?
James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Still the
that's
same
right.
one, yeah.
No, he did good work on this. Obviously, the second one is the one that everybody remembers being the greatest.
This one's more dark, though, I would say.
Yeah.
More dark, gloomy, and for the fact, especially since that the villain is Arnold Schwarzenegger in this one. Yeah. Awesome.
Put that there.
Okay, so we got Pink Floyd, The Wall. I never actually had a chance to watch this. I do love Pink Floyd, so one day I have to watch this soon.
I do remember listening to the album. That was a very great. That was a great album
For sure.
And then we have
Pingu!
another feature from Pingu and Friends.
Number 4. Hopefully I collect them all.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta catch them all.
All right, and then we have Star Wars.
New Hope. It's a great movie. This is the remastered digital THX edition.
And then we have a movie that I watched in the theaters when I was a young kid, The Little Rascals.
Okay, so do you go like this with your hair when you were watching it?
No.
No? Okay.
But nonetheless, a very good film. I remember being entertained
Yeah.
watching it. Okay. We have...
Babe. Okay, so Babe is one of those movies where, it was talking animal, and we never really saw that much. So this was a really great movie. Kids loved it. Adults loved it.
Next we have Alaska. So this is a family
Never watched that
adventure. Oh, I never watched it either,
Yeah.
trust me. But this does look like a family film. This is 2 teenagers searching for missing father. So that's interesting.
I saw my grandma watching it one time. She was loving it.
Was she really?
She was.
Okay, so this is next.
So this is the little vampire. This is starring, I love saying this guy's last name, Jonathan Lipnicki.
Okay, and then we have The Adventures of Milo and Otis.
I thought you were going to say Milo and Stitch.
No. No, not that one. But yeah.
Just as good.
I'm sure it is.
Okay.
I don't remember it, but I'm sure it was good.
Otis has this great face. This is Doug the Pug nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this is Beatrix Potter in the World of Peter Rabbit. This is one of those great written children's stories. It is more for your younger kid, and they'll just love it.
Okay, and then we have The Three Caballeros, starring Donald Duck.
And that guy always wants to star in a movie, so
He does. He does want to always star.
so
But every time Donald Duck is in it is always good.
yeah.
You can't go wrong with Donald Duck.
The guy has a mouth.
Exactly. Okay, I'll give you this one.
We got Black Beauty. Now, I know this is an actual live-action movie also. I believe it's based on a book. This one right here, the quality of the cartoons don't look a little that great. Looks more like a dollar store bin find, but never know. 60 minutes.
Okay, and next we have Dennis the Menace, Super Duper Dennis. So this is obviously this is from the classic cartoon, and it contains 3 separate cartoons within This is volume 3.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's good.
Sweet.
Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson.
There we go.
So this is The Borers. The Borers stars John Goodman. And there's an awesome photo at the back of John covered in sludge from top to bottom.
Okay, and next we have everybody's favorite, Casper the Friendly Ghost. So this is the feature film. This was actually, I remember watching this. This was actually decent for that time. Yeah. No, it's pretty good.
No Beetlejuice, but sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
There we go.
Na 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 na. Is that the right theme song for?
Yes.
Yes, it is
Pink
for the
Panther.
Pink Panther. This is called Jet Pink. This is a bunch of featurettes. Probably about 5 or 6 of them, and it's probably good fun.
Yeah. Okay, next we have another Christmas classic.
John's favorite.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. So this was one of Tim Burton's greatest films, I think. And yeah, it follows obviously Jack Skellington and Sally as he tries to get Halloween town into Christmas spirit. So this is good fun. Okay, next, getting in here, what do we have? Dragonheart.
Okay, so Dragonheart. That was my lame impression of Sean Connery, who stars as the dragon in this movie, Dragonheart. I believe it was a 1996 movie. Let me see. 1996, yes. And it was one of the first times where dragons were speaking. And it was that whole live action, motion, animated. You could actually see Sean Connery's mouth moving. The dragon actually looked like Sean Connery. This was the start of all that in this movie. Pretty good movie.
Okay, and then we have a film that I'm not necessarily aware of. It was Buddy, featuring Rene Russo.
That's a big name.
Yeah, and it says it's from Jim Henson's pictures, so,
Yeah.
you know. And it says it's Rene Russo stars as an eccentric socialite who adopts a baby gorilla into her already bustling animal menagerie. Interesting. And then obviously mayhem ensues.
Oh, when you got monkeys.
Absolutely. Okay.
So this is The Land Before Time 2. Okay, let's hope that there's part 1 in there somewhere.
Okay, and then obviously another classic, Josh.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
E.T.
Is that our birth year, 1982? Am I right? It's one of the movies, one of Steven Spielberg's greatest movies of all time. It stars the alien who everyone loves, E.T., trying to call home. And it's the children actors in this movie were great.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore just stole the show. One of those great movies.
Okay. So next we have The Jungle Book.
The second Jungle Book. So this is a live action version of The Jungle Book, similar to what we've just seen with Jon Favreau, except this one was probably straight to VHS, not DVD.
And now we have an older movie, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang,
Chitty Bang Bang.
featuring Dick Van Dyke. Yeah, so this was the. I know it was well acclaimed. I don't know if I ever watched it though. I'm pretty sure it was on television. Yeah, it was from back in the day. Yeah. Okay. So let's go.
What was Albert R. Broccoli presents, who we know from James Bond. And what was I hoping for? The Land Before Time 2. My friend who had purchased this, well, not my friend, but he's a friend right now. The guy who purchased this VHS haul from is a Land Before Time fan. And the thing about Land Before Time was that it was one of those movies that weren't created by Disney. And at that time, Disney was making all of the animated movies. No one else even tried to go up against that juggernaut. So this was a good entry, good start. It brought about, DreamWorks might not be, what it is today, and all those other companies, Pixar.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so then next, moving on, we have a Christmas classic, another one anyways, a Flintstones Christmas Carol.
Nice.
So obviously during Christmas time, if you turned up the channels, you probably came across this.
Keep it on the channel. Keep it on. That's, Scrooge, Fred as Scrooge.
That's great.
Can't go wrong with
Fred,
that.
Barney, Wilma, Betty, can't go wrong with that. Okay, we have another family film, Matilda,
With
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman.
Yeah, no, this, I remember when it came out, it did really well, actually. Yeah, that was one of those family films that people really enjoyed.
was a couple years after us, though. I think my cousin should want to really watch it. My younger cousin.
Yeah. Okay, and then also we have one of Robin Williams' greats, Jumanji.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Robin Williams, may he rest in peace. Great actor, could bring anything to life, and in here he brought a whole board game to life.
Yeah, his personality really fit within this one. Yeah. It's actually quite. And obviously it's being redone now.
Redone. They even tried redoing it with Goosebumps. Pretty much, right?
Exactly. Okay. So.
Madeline. So Madeline, I don't know much about, other than it's probably like an Annie kind of movie.
Yeah, it's
Oliver
another
Twist kind of storyline.
It's a family movie.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have The Nutcracker. Yeah, no, I remember, obviously, during Christmas time, you always come across something with Nutcracker, either being animated or live action. This is obviously, from the back I could tell this is a live action version.
I don't watch the ballet, but go watch the Nutcracker ballet. There's one in every town. You'll love it.
Okay, so a couple more. Oh, look at this.
Okay, how is there a movie on the Three Little Pigs? Okay, the story goes, this little piggy went to the market, this little piggy stayed home, this little piggy ate roast beef, and we're at an hour and 10 minutes. Now that's talent. This is probably the best movie in here.
Okay, so next we have
Another
Babe Pig in the City. Except, it's not Babe Pig in the City.
What?
It is Raiders of the Lost Ark Indiana Jones.
Now that was a surprise.
Yeah, so
How'd you know that?
I'm the one who put it in here. So this was a loose copy. There was a loose copy of Indiana Jones, and Babe Pig in the City was just the actual part here. So yeah, so put it in.
Keeping it warm.
Probably better that it has Indiana Jones anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're at the end here, so let's just, we have 3 left, so let's follow on that.
Tom and Jerry. So Tom and Jerry, one of those classic cartoons. So anyone from any part of the world loves. I remember even my dad, whose English isn't the greatest, loves it.
And then we have a family film, which I'm not too sure of, Into the West, featuring Gabriel Byrne. So, yeah, no, not exactly sure what this is about. If you know, again, leave a comment, let us know. And lastly, Alice in Wonderland. But this is, as you say, a different version of Alice. This stars Martin Short, Christopher Lloyd. Who else does it star? Whoopi Goldberg, Ben Kingsley. Yeah,
everyone.
So it's a different.
Gene Wilder too. Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Awesome.
Okay, so this marks the end of the first part of the Funko of the VHS haul.
Oh my.
They are. But we thought of an idea.
Yeah.
If we can get these subscribers up when we hit a certain mark, we're not sure what number yet, but
we're keeping that a surprise.
Exactly. We will give one away, your choice of the ones you see here.
Yeah.
You tell us which one, and we'll give it to you. So we'll get to that.
Start commenting below. Say which one you want, and who knows? Maybe we'll backtrack and we'll give it to you.
Okay. So that ends the first
Part 1.
All right, guys. We'll see you for the next one. Bye.